Let's go through one of the previous HSA English question paper. First question: the person to whom Gopalakrishna Gokhale acknowledged as his spiritual and political guru, Justice Renarde. The act which provided separate communal electorate for the Muslims, the Minto-Morley reforms of 1909. The Italian who regarded as the father of humanism, Petrarch. The two pillars of Gandhian philosophy are truth and nonviolence. The homeland of Renaissance movement in Europe, Italy. The historic Quit India resolution was passed on 8th August 1942 at Bombay. The nationalist who took a leading role in the formation of Congress Socialist Party as a protest against compromising politics of Gandhi. Jayaprakash Narayanan. The Parliament passed the Right to Information Act in 2025. The French economist who won the Nobel Prize in 2014. Actually, there is a confusion in the options. I don't know about the answer, okay. The 2014 Arjuna Award winner Tom Joseph is associated with the game volleyball. The majority people of Latin America speak the language Spanish. The capital of British India was shifted from Calcutta to Delhi. 1911. The Indian leader to whom the British called the father of Indian unrest, Balagangadhar Tilak. The classical work Don Quixote is composed by the famous Spanish writer Cervantes. The distinguished German astronomer who proved the elliptical movement of planets around the sun, Johannes Kepler. Which among the following learning material is related to ICT whiteboard? The word grading is derived from the word gradus, belongs to Latin. Who is the author of the book Basic Principles of Curriculum and Instruction? Ralph Tyler. The research method used for solving a real problem in one's own working field is called action research. Which of the following is not related to reciprocal teaching? Writing. The American baseball player who is Santiago's favorite, Joe DiMaggio. Identify the figure of speech in the line from Gray's Elegy. The plowman homeward plods his weary way. Transferred epithet. Son of Ulysses, to whom he bestowed the charge of his country Ithaca, Telemachus. The Greek playwright who is referred to in Dover Beach, Sophocles. Name the poetic collection in which A Prayer for My Daughter was published in 1921. Michael Robartus and the Dancer. The theme of Ezekiel's Night of the Scorpion, superstition. Select the appropriate word. I was shocked to see the extent of the damage caused by the storm. In form, Home Burial by Robert Frost is a dramatic lyric. Dash, if the word great means anything in poetry, this poem is one of the greatest in the English language. Which critic opined this about Emily Dickinson's Because I Could Not Stop for Death? Alan Tate. The year in which Wolsoinga won Nobel Prize in Literature? 1986. She is my confidant. Option A. What does the light stands for in the photograph in Atwood's poem? Creativity of the women. What is a dream shared by David Diop at the end of Africa? A free Africa. Who is Macbeth at the beginning of the play? Thane of Glamis. The term stands for speaking by Sashur. Parole. Who talks about how tale-bearers are as bad as the tale makers in School for Scandal? Mrs. Candor. The subtitle of The Importance of Being Earnest, a trivial comedy for serious people. Name the dance practiced and performed by Nora in A Doll's House. Tarantella. The film version of Shaw's Pygmalion, My Fair Lady. Setting of the play Riders to the Sea, Aran Islands. Who is Bernard in Death of a Salesman? A lawyer. A play that deals with the narcissism of the self involved hero who undergoes a test put to him by the wife in order to survive. Nagamandala. According to Francis Bacon, using studies too much form ornament is affectation. Who has the liberty of stirring the fire at the club? Sir Geoffrey Notch. What seems to be the foundation for liberty according to A.G. Gardiner? Sacrifice. Identify the poem that begins with these lines. 5 years have passed, 5 summers with the length of 5 long winters. Tintern Abbey. Sounds that are articulated with a stricture of close approximation. Fricatives. The only sound foundation for a civilization, as per Foster's opinion, is a sound state of mind. Source and origin of Wuthering Heights. German tale by Hoffmann. Which method in ELT is governed by the maxim proceed from known to unknown? Grammar translation method. George Orwell's Animal Farm is an example of dystopian fiction. Who symbolizes the burden of the unconscious expectations that a society places upon a woman in Roots and Shadows? Jayant. John Donne belongs to the group of the poets, namely metaphysical. Who was arrested for Sophie's death in God of Small Things? Velutta. The setting of the bluest eye, Lorraine. The ancient book on dramatic theory by Bharata Muni that deals with rasa. Natya Shastra. Transcribe chain. Option B. Reversal of fortune according to poetics. Peripetia. Aristotle, I have been told, has said that poetry is the most philosophic of all writings. Identify the speaker. Wordsworth. Coleridge states in Biographia Literaria, good sense is the body of poetic genius, fancy its drapery, motion its life, and imagination the dash. Soul. Who introduced the concept of touchstone in literary criticism? Matthew Arnold. Who opined the business of the poet is not to find new emotions but to use the ordinary ones? T.S. Eliot. Don't pry dash other people's secrets. into. Don't pry into other people's secrets. The armor bearer to Macbeth. Satan. The father figure in the poem Daddy is a Nazi. Who authored Language in Literature? Roman Jacobson. In Lacanian literary criticism, the stage after acquisition of language is called symbolic stage. One of a set of multiple possible spoken sounds used to pronounce a single phoneme, allophone. The identity of Godot in Beckett's Waiting for Godot. No identity. A morpheme that has syntactic characteristics of a word but depends phonologically on another word or phrase. Clitic. Whose ideas inspired transformational generative grammar? Noam Chomsky. Per is an example for voiceless bilabial plosive. Mark the stress in the word another. Option C. The nickname of Laura Wingfield. Blue roses. Transcribe the word mobile. Option D. American equivalent of the British word Alsatian. German Shepherd. He was accused with murder. Correct the sentence if necessary. He was accused of murder. Antonym of zenith. Nadir. Give one word substitution. Person, animal or object considered likely to bring good fortune. Mascot. Use of audiovisual aids can stimulate greatest number of senses. One of the 30 boys of the class dash absent today. Is option A is the answer. Select the sentence with proper word order. Girl of nice manners and appearance wanted to telephone. Synonym of chadder. A loose robe. One who can use both the hands equally well. Ambidextrous. Use the article. The teacher drew a tree on the blackboard. Use suitable preposition. The minister expressed his concern dash the people affected by the floods. 4. The branch of linguistics that deals with the study of meaning, changes in meaning, and the principles that govern the relationship between sentences or words and their meanings. Semantics. Complete with a suitable clause. If he had asked me, I would have helped him. Use appropriate tense. It dash heavily for a week. The wells are overflowing. It has been raining heavily for a week. Use phrasal verb. The plane dash after repairs. Took off. I have never eaten dash nice mangoes as this. Such. The doctor asked the patient, "Did you eat anything this morning?" The doctor asked the patient whether he had eaten anything that morning. Is Malayalam spoken by them? Change the voice. Do they speak Malayalam? It rained yesterday. Frame a question tag. It rained yesterday. Didn't it? Okay, didn't it is answer. His eyes caught a heap of letters. They were lying on the table. Combine using a relative clause. His eyes caught a heap of letters which were lying on the table. What are podcasts? Audio, sometimes video programs on the web. Discourse method is suitable to teach. Prose. The painter of the portrait of Last Duchess. Fra Pandolf. What is the main feature of objective testing? It doesn't require judgment on the part of the scorer. Who wrote The Wretched of the Earth? Franz Fanon. Thank you.